Hey YouTube, my name's Terralyn, and today we are going to be talking about the 5 things that I did to unblock my fallopian tubes naturally. I know that I did because I had multiple tests done that showed my tubes were fully blocked. I had a distal and proximal occlusion, which means it was blocked at the entrance of the uterus, and it was also blocked on the other end by the ovary. We are just going to jump right into the video. I know that if you've clicked my video, chances are you want to get right to the tips. I recently made a video about serrapeptase, and in that video I realized many women are asking what was your dosage like, and they're talking about the Chinese herbs that they've probably seen in videos that they're considering taking as well, and they're asking questions all about serrapeptase.
So this is the brand that I used. On week 1, I took 1 every morning on an empty stomach. Week 2, I took 2, all the way up to 6 weeks, and I was taking 6 a day on an empty stomach in the morning, and I could definitely feel the effects of this. I will link my serrapeptase video down below in case you wanted to watch a more in-depth video on this specific supplement.
That is one of the first things that I did that started off this kind of like routine of unblocking my fallopian tubes. I did a ton of research about the fallopian tubes and unblocking them. I found that there was a lot of videos on YouTube from women who were experiencing blocked fallopian tubes. I tried it out, and at first, when I very first heard of this, I purchased it off of Amazon, which I would not recommend doing. Who knows what is in that stuff? I purchased it off of Amazon and it didn't do anything for me, and I think a year later I purchased it from a local health food store, and within a week I could tell that it was already making a difference in my body. So again, if you can purchase it local, purchase it local. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the Chinese herbs part of this. So I did not do any of the Chinese herbs that you will see in the videos and do research about. For some reason, they are linked up with these serrapeptase videos in a way that you kind of hear both of them at the same time when you're looking to unblock your fallopian tubes. I think that it has something to do with ovulation. I'm not entirely sure, but what I do know is that these herbs can affect your hormones, and it's really risky if you don't know where your hormones are already at. If you have a deficiency somewhere and you start taking herbs like this and you don't really know what they're doing to your body, that can be very dangerous. So I would definitely recommend speaking to a doctor about the serrapeptase, about the herbs. You know, if you don't have an open-minded doctor, find a new doctor if you can. That would be my ideal situation, would be that you would do your own research and figure out what's best for yourself. But I myself stayed away from the Chinese herbs. I did just the serrapeptase, and that worked for me. So the second thing that I did that I would highly recommend that you pair with the serrapeptase is Castor Oil Packs. So basically you just get a piece of flannel. I did not have a piece of flannel, so I just cut an old pillowcase, and you basically make it like a square shape, you know, fit it to your body. I kind of did in the space below my belly button and between my hips, so it was a pretty small square of flannel. And I dipped it into the castor oil, put it into a container, let it soak up, and then I wrung it out and stuck it on my body. You'll put the flannel, then you'll put the saran wrap, you'll put a towel, and then a hot water bottle. And when you go to lie down, I would recommend lying on a towel as well, just in case it drips down the side of you. That did happen to me, and I might have stained my couch, but it was worth it. So whatever. And then this is just the perfect time to drink some tea or sit back and relax and just watch your favorite show and just hang out for 30-40 minutes. The castor oil and the heat together really help to bring circulation to the area, which is the way that it benefits your body. After the castor oil, it kind of leads me into tip number 3, which is to do a fertility massage. So after I would wipe off the castor oil, I would apply rosemary oil, rosemary essential oil. And I would do that because it helps bring circulation as well to whatever surface it's applied to. So you put it on your abdomen and then you just kind of massage it around, and that can help to bring circulation to that area, which is the main goal. Sometimes things can get stagnant in there when there's not a lot of circulation happening, or if you have poor circulation. So by bringing the circulation to that area, you're definitely helping increase the blood flow and get things moving around. So the fertility massage, I would kind of just stroke like this, like from the middle of the belly to the outsides towards the hips, and that I would just do that motion repeatedly for 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes sounds like a long time, but really however long you want to, and just kind of digging in there. You don't have to be afraid that you're going to hurt anything, and nothing should hurt when you're doing that. I would also recommend that if you're going to do the castor oil as well as the fertility massage, just make sure that you're in the prime time of your cycle to do that. So that would be after you finished bleeding and before you ovulate. So there's really about a week to 10 days where you can kind of try this out and see if this helps you. I did find that it helped to alleviate my PMS cramps when I would get my next cycle, and it definitely helped to alleviate some of that feeling that you get before you ovulate. I don't know about you, but I can feel the ovulation, and sometimes that's painful, and the castor oil would occasionally help with that before I ovulated. My fourth tip might not be for everybody. That's really okay if it's not for you. It's something I honestly struggle with myself. I want to be the person who just like wakes up and meditates every day, and that's just so not me. Sometimes I'm in it and I can just like really feel it and it's so great, and other times I just can't sit still and I almost don't want to be left alone with my own thoughts. So meditation is not always going to work, and that's okay. Be gracious with yourself. You don't have to get this the first time, but there's something to be said about just sitting down and being with yourself and picturing that thing that you want for yourself, picturing yourself getting that thing and accomplishing that goal. And when I really do this and focus on this, and for me, if it's fertility and it's wanting to unblock my fallopian tubes, if I sit there and I imagine myself completely with open fallopian tubes and a healthy uterus and being fertile, it just fills me with joy. Picturing myself in this way makes me feel better. It definitely makes me feel better than picturing myself being like some barren old woman. So just picturing yourself sitting there in the quiet and picturing yourself fertile and your fallopian tubes are open and your ovaries and tubes and uterus are working together in harmony. And it might sound silly, but it can really just help to feel good. It helps you feel better. And that's really what the law of attraction is about. Feeling good and choosing to feel good, and so good comes to you. And so just checking where your vibration is at about your own fertility, making sure that you're not letting it get too heavy and letting it get you down, and just making the time to sit and meditate and visualize yourself becoming pregnant. That can really help, because your thought becomes your belief, and if you believe something, you can achieve it. So that's definitely something that at the time, between the time of knowing that my fallopian tubes were completely blocked to knowing that they were unblocked, I practiced the meditation all the time. And I did find that it helped me just to have a better mental headspace about the whole thing. The last suggestion that I have, you might not have heard of, and it is possible that it is going to be a little bit expensive. I don't have health insurance. I live in Canada. A lot of things are covered here, but some things are not, and this was not. So my last suggestion, tip number 5, is seeing a pelvic floor physiotherapist. In my research about blocked fallopian tubes and natural ways to unblock them, I kept finding this video of this technique, or research about this technique that you can do where you kind of go internally and externally, and a physiotherapist helps to stretch the length of the tubes, and sometimes in some cases can open the tubes. So of course, because I didn't want to have surgery, I was thinking, this is great, I can try this out and we'll just see what happens. So I did go to a physiotherapist. I had a really lovely appointment. I had an internal exam, and she was able to let me know that my pelvic floor is really tight and I'm holding a lot of tension in my pelvic floor. And when you hold tension there, it translates into your hips and your back and your abdomen. And so I was in turn creating tightness through my whole entire midsection. Down my upper thighs and into my stomach muscles was very tense. And obviously you want to be allowing blood flow and you want to be limber in that area to conceive. You don't want to be all tight and restricted and tense the way that I was. And I would never have learned that if I hadn't gone to a physiotherapist. That's just nothing a doctor ever would tell you or even look for. So I think that that was helpful because I was able to implement some really great stretching, and I felt that my hips were opening up during that process. So when you get this kind of combination of serrapeptase in the morning on an empty stomach, castor oil packs in the evening with some fertility massage, you're doing your essential oils, and you're doing the stretches that you need to be doing, and you're meditating and picturing yourself being fertile and healthy, all of these things in combination can really help. I really believe that these things helped me open up my fallopian tubes. When I first started this channel, I had no idea that I would ever still be making videos 4 years later, or I'd be making videos about fertility. I had no idea I would be infertile, obviously. I didn't know I was going to be dealing with any of these fertility issues. So I feel so blessed to be on this side of things now, because even just a year, 2 years ago, I had blocked fallopian tubes. Even just 6 months ago, my tubes were still blocked. And so it's definitely, I feel privileged to be able to give this information to you, and I hope that you can use some combination of these suggestions in your own life and have success with unblocking your fallopian tubes as well. Never be afraid to advocate for yourself. If there's a test you want done, if you want a procedure done, if you need help with unblocking your fallopian tubes with your doctor, pursue that and don't take no for an answer. Find a new doctor if you need to find a new doctor, and put yourself out there, and don't stop advocating for yourself. Thanks for watching my video. Hopefully something in this video was helpful for you. If you are trying to unblock your fallopian tubes, just know that it is possible, and I believe that it is possible for you because it was possible for me. I wish you the most baby dust and best of luck, and thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a comment down below and just tell me your story. I love connecting with you. So leave me a comment. I would love to hear what you're going through, and I would love to give any advice if you had any questions or just support. I would love to give you support. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. You'll see me. It's hard to remember because everybody says I'll see you in my next video, and that's not, they won't see you. I'm never gonna see you. Thanks so much for watching. You'll see me in my next video. Just sounds so. Until next time. I'm just gonna stick with goodbye. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.